What's up, guys? Welcome to Girls Who Bet. I'm your host, basically not a host. I feel like I'm a co-host because me and Liv Moods are going to be doing this. Basically, it's going to be just a streaming show right now, but we are so excited because we have so much in store for you guys. Liv, are you so excited?
I am pumped. We've been talking about this for a little bit now, and I feel like
little bit. Months.
I know. Well, I know, but I'm just so excited that we're here, and I was really hoping that we would kick this off before the NFL. Obviously, there's one more sleep until we get to watch some football.
I know. So love that comment.
I am pumped. I'm excited.
I know, and I feel like we should kind of start the show off telling people what this show is going to be about. So we will be talking about betting. Obviously, we're Girls Who Bet. I work exclusively with FanDuel, and Liv works with
The Volume. It is Colin Cowherd's podcast network, but then I also work with FanDuel as well because the two are partnered. So I get the best of both worlds, which is nice.
Yes, absolutely. So another exciting thing that is happening in the next 24 hours, besides, of course, the NFL starting. We have game one. We have Dallas versus the Bucks. Can't wait for that. Me and Liv are already riding high on taking the Bucks on that one, but we will be live in Arizona. FanDuel will be live in Arizona just in time for the NFL season. You'll be able to bet 2 nights starting at 12 p.m. Eastern in Arizona time. Does that make sense? No.
Yeah.
What time zone is Arizona? Not Eastern time. Sorry, it's not
Pacific.
Mountain time. Pacific time. Sorry, Pacific time. So what time? That's 3 a.m. Eastern?
Yes.
What time is that? 3 a.m. Eastern?
It would be 3 a.m. Eastern, yeah.
So that's exciting. It's weird
because I think half of Arizona is actually mountain time because I'm in the weird mountain time here.
I thought it was that they don't do like daylight savings or something.
It's weird. Either way. Arizona has FanDuel.
Arizona, FanDuel is coming to you just in time for the NFL season. But that would be awesome also for NBA. Liv is really big into the NBA with the Phoenix Suns and everything. That's going to be awesome.
Even though the Phoenix Suns hurt my feelings super bad this last year. Had them to beat the Bucks and they didn't. So, but it's fine.
Hate to see it. So did I.
Yeah.
Liv and I are also going to be giving away 2 $50 FanDuel Sportsbook Insight credits. We're going to give one away in a half hour, also give one away in an hour, and it's going to be based off of questions that Liv and I are going to ask each other. So since some people might be new, maybe you follow us on social media, maybe you don't, maybe you know some of our backgrounds, maybe you know limited, we're going to ask each other to start off this show 10 questions so that you guys can get to know us a little bit better. And me and Liv are going to give our honest answers on these.
And I have no idea what she's asking me, and she has
no idea.
Her. So these are like real raw on the fly answers just so you guys can get to know us a little better.
That makes it even more nerve-wracking because I feel like I'm better at asking the questions than...
I have no idea what you're about to hit me with, but I'm ready. Either way, I'm ready.
Okay, I'll go first. We'll start with question number 1. If you had to move this instant right now, where would you move?
San Diego, California. I love it there. I think it's the perfect temperature. Every time I visited there, I just absolutely loved it. So San Diego, easy answer.
Nice. Never been. Been to the West Coast when I went to Oregon, but never made it down to California. Okay, question number 2. 1 meal for the rest of your life. What are you eating?
Oh my gosh. I'm probably going to stick in the Italian food group area because...
Really?
Yes. But let me start by saying a good burger, a good slice of pizza, and a good bowl of pasta.
Like the 3 things I don't eat at all.
Any 3 of those things and some sushi. I mean, I literally eat anything. But if I had to pick one thing for the rest of my life, I think I would go pasta because you can switch it up. You know, like you can do different types of pasta, heavy pasta. Like, I mean, I would.
Don't you think you'd feel sick all the time from eating pasta?
Every time I eat it, I feel sick, but I keep. It doesn't matter. I love it so much. I don't even care if the stomach ache is there. Then whatever. I just keep.
No, I can't do it. I cannot do pasta. All right. Question number 3. What did you want to be when you were a kid?
Okay, so when I was a kid, let me just start by saying, I love the spotlight. I always have. I was a dancer growing up. Okay, I loved having the attention when I was at my house. I wanted my parents to always give me all the attention. I mean, that's just how I've always been. So my simple answer would be famous. That's what I would have said when I was younger.
Really?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I wanted to be like an actress. I wanted to be, and believe it or not, when I was younger, I was a triple threat. I used to be an actor, I used to be a singer, and I used to dance as well. So I did all 3 for a while.
You were meant to be on Disney.
funny story. I actually auditioned to be Zendaya on Shake It Up.
No way.
I swear to God.
That is
And
actually such a fun fact. Do you say
oh,
that
it's
when
so
people
cool.
ask?
Yeah, well, my more fun fact is my freshman year of high school, or maybe it was my 8th grade year. I got to fly to New Mexico because I had the final callback. It was between me and one other girl for the lead role in Terminator: The Last Salvation.
That's wild. Me and
For,
Liv
I
talk
think,
every day, and I had no
yeah,
clue about any of
I
this.
think the lead role was her name was Star.
Okay.
So I had that it was between me and her, and I didn't get it. And honestly, it's because I choked. I choked in the audition. They had me like doing a
Oh.
scene where I had to pretend to shoot someone, and the woman I was pretending to shoot at was pregnant, and I just couldn't do it. I choked. I was like, this feels so wrong. I can't. Acting is not for me. So I didn't get the role, and I ended up being a dancer instead. But either way, I would say famous. I wanted to be famous. That's all I
See,
wanted to be.
that's so wild because I was like that when I look back at home videos, but I was terrible at singing. I was terrible at dancing, and I did dance class, and I used to cry. I did tap, hip hop, and I would literally, I remember my mom made me go to this theater school for like a week, and I went the second day, and I stood up and I had to sing, and I sang Ain't No Mountain High Enough, and I started crying, and I walked out, and that was the end of it. So then I started, I guess,
Well,
running at that point.
we're gonna get you on
No,
some
no, 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 no.
TikTok dances. Yes, we are.
No,
Absolutely.
you will
Also,
not see a TikTok dance of B
I
surface.
swear to God, I'm gonna do it. Also, someone said they interact with the chat. No, yes, we do. Swear. We're just trying to get through these
We do.
questions.
We're
But
just
we
trying to
absolutely
see.
will.
Yeah.
We absolutely will be interacting with the chat. So keep it alive. Anyway, I'm ready for the next one.
Okay. Question 4. What is your favorite holiday and why?
Oh, Christmas.
Yeah, I
Christmas.
feel like that's a. Some
I am
people
the
are
oldest.
Thanksgiving though.
And you know what? It's not even about the gifts for me. I'm the oldest of 4, so there's still so much magic around Christmas time. And like the little traditions that you used to do when you were a kid that like made you feel so warm and fuzzy, I have done for most of my adult life because there's a 12-year age difference between me and my youngest sister. So Christmas is very magical at the Moody house. Okay.
Mhm.
We leave food for the reindeers, we leave cookies for Santa,
Oh
whole
my
whole
gosh.
deal, and it'll stay alive. I don't think we'll ever grow out of that just because it's been a part of our lives for forever. So Christmas, because
Mhm.
it's magic. I love it.
Yeah,
I'm
both
ready.
of us are
Counting
the
down
old.
the days.
I know, right? I already see things are surfacing at Target for that. All right, question number 5. If you had a warning label, what would yours say?
um. Okay. I have it. My warning label would say, "I'm gonna tell you what you need to hear, not what you want to hear."
Okay, that's a good
All of my
one.
friends,
Very real.
I am definitely pretty blunt when it comes to giving advice. I'm not the one that sugarcoats and says, "Oh,
Yeah.
I'm going to tell you what you need to hear, even if it hurts," because I would want someone to do that with me. So that would definitely be my warning label.
Love it. That's not a bad thing. That's really not a bad thing. Okay. Question 6. What motivates you to work hard in this industry?
Um, I think just I don't know. I think, I've always probably the right answer is I love expensive things and I've always dreamed of this life that I want to live. But the more
Liv wants to be famous, rich.
But let me elaborate on that because I think more importantly, I've always been very independent. And when you pair that with a woman who's in a male dominated industry, you're almost more motivated to be like just a boss bitch type of thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I want, that is my vibe of life, is just to be someone that, you know, doesn't need to depend on anybody else for the
Mhm.
life that I want to live. So I would say that motivates me a lot. And also just I think motivation is easy when you're doing something you're passionate about. When work doesn't
For
feel like
sure.
work, it's easy to
Yeah.
be motivated. So because I enjoy what I do so much, the motivation is kind of natural, I feel like.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. And I feel like you kind of have to have that mentality, especially if you're in this industry of trying to be a boss bitch. All right.
Absolutely.
Number 7. What celebrity would you want to get coffee with?
Will Smith.
Will Smith.
Listen, I love
I
Will
was going to
Smith.
be like giving you motivational. That's not a bad
Okay,
thing
well,
while you're getting your coffee.
on a like actress, definitely Will
Yeah.
Smith. He is my favorite actor of all time. I think because he reminds me of my dad. My dad used to be a stand-up comedian, so my dad is very funny.
And
And I've
that's where you
always,
get it from. The
yes,
like Theatrics.
Yes, of course. My dad. Totally my dad. But definitely Will Smith. I think he plays every role so well. He could be funny, he could be serious, he could be like I love him. But in terms of like someone motivational, um that's a tough one, but I do love the women empowerment behind a woman like Michelle Obama. I think
Hmm.
too because I was younger and she was like the first woman black vice president, like as a little
Hmm.
younger black girl, that was exciting. So it was like it was a moment in history that I was alive for and could witness and didn't have to read about it on Google or hear about it from my parents. So maybe her, because it was like, the first piece of history that directly impacted me
Yeah.
that I got to witness. So those are
No, that's awesome. When I wrote this question, the only name that came to my brain was Justin Bieber. I was taking it more with the
for God's sake.
crazy like that.
Oh, for God's sake. Better watch
Okay.
out. Haley Bieber's gonna come after you for
No,
real.
I love Haley Bieber, so I'm not. That's not a concern. All right, number 8. What was your first job?
First job, I was a hostess at a Mexican restaurant. A Mexican restaurant that my
Oh,
dad
wow.
actually managed, but I worked at one that he didn't work at because I knew it would ruin our relationship if I worked for him.
Working under
So
your dad, that's got to be tough.
yeah, so that was my first job.
Okay, we're getting through these. Number 9. Who is the only person who knows who the real Liv Moods is? Knows the real you.
I am pretty real with most people.
Through and through.
I'm an open book. So is that question like who am I closest to? Like
Who knows you the best? Who you're closest to in your life, I guess I should say.
I'd have to say my mom. My mom, there is not my mom pretty much knows, the majority of my life, and we've always had a very close relationship, and I tell her not everything, but most things that happen in my life, and she's been my rock through a lot. So I would say my mom knows me better than anyone, which is
Love it.
also scary because then she tells me things that I don't want to hear.
I know. I feel like I tell my mom a lot of things, and then it comes back to bite me because she's like, "Well, remember
Yep.
when X, Y, and
Yep.
Z?" And I'm like, "Shouldn't have mentioned that. I shouldn't have mentioned that."
Yep.
Okay, last question here. Number 10. What is your favorite thing about your career right now?
I think my favorite thing about my career right now would be, I don't want to say the laid backness because nothing about what we do is laid back. In fact,
The day before NFL.
in
Very
fact, it gives me
conveniently
so much
going to say
stress.
that.
But I love, because I wanted to, once I got to college, I knew I wanted to be like in news, on TV, broadcasting in some way, shape, or form. But I love that I'm able to do that without feeling like I have to be buttoned up and perfect all the time. And there's just like a level with sports betting, there's a level of comfortability and conversational. I think that's what I love the most, is that I'm still able to do what I've always wanted to do, but without having to change myself. Like I can be
Yeah.
moods, through and through, and not have to
Yeah.
feel like I'm this like robot. So that's probably my favorite thing.
Yeah, and I feel like coming from local news and seeing that side of different industries,
Yep.
I'm not saying you're exactly a robot, but have a teleprompter and you're saying what it
Yeah,
says, and you're
it's
just
just
standing
different.
there and it's totally different. I could never wear this shirt and sweatpants to be
Right.
talking and doing my
Right.
job. You know what
Correct. Correct.
I mean? But no,
Okay.
totally agree with you.
10 questions.
I'm
for Erin
so
to keep
nervous
going.
because I'm so bad at answering
No.
questions.
They're going to be great. Okay.
Okay, great.
Number 1, what is your biggest fear?
Being stalked. I'm paranoid about that in general. I always watch crime, and I feel like I'm always looking for an escape route when I go somewhere.
I feel the same way. Actually,
And then
I really feel the same way.
heights is a close second. I will not get on a Ferris wheel or anything like that.
Oh, come on.
I'll get on a roller coaster, but I can't get on anything that's high or stand on
What?
anything that's high.
You will get high in the air on something that's
If I'm going fast and I'm in, but if I get on a Ferris wheel, the last time I got on a Ferris wheel and I was in college, I literally had a panic attack and made them stop it and let me get off.
I would have been,
I can't
if
do
I
it.
were in the other carousel next to you, I'd have been like, this girl, I am pissed off. What are we doing right now? No, that is fair. That is actually fair. I mean, just so that we're getting to know each other on another level, my sophomore year of high school, there was a school shooting at my high school.
Oh.
So the whole looking for exits in public thing.
Yeah, that's a whole new level of.
But it's the same sort of thing. It's that paranoia of your safety. That's really what it boils down to. Ultimately, they're kind of the same. So I totally get that.
But I feel like I've always been like that. And then this career just like heightens
gonna say,
it.
this
Like it
industry,
just takes it higher and higher.
exactly. This industry, when you're kind of a face of something and you know, people develop crushes. I have a crush on Erin Kate Dolan, so I'm sure there's many people out there that also do. Okay, so it makes it a little, I get it. Industry doesn't help.
We'll get into a story about that in a little bit.
Yes, we do have a story. Second question, if you could go to dinner with any athlete, who would it be?
Michael Jordan. Because I feel like he's so low key and I just have so many questions. Like, what do
you
you do now?
I was thinking
what
about
are you
this.
up to?
Do you low key want to ask Michael Jordan and LeBron if they think they're the GOAT of the other person? The GOAT over the other person? I would love to hear their takes.
Well, the league's just so different. I'm not a LeBron fan, so I'm not the person to ask for this. Like, I don't like I shouldn't be saying this in general. I really shouldn't be saying this in general. I'm gonna get so much hate. I'm sure they're already flooding.
No.
But no,
I'm the same way. I'm the same way.
Something about LeBron, I just don't really. I don't gravitate towards.
We'll get into that in the NBA, but I have a few opinions. Third, what is your star sign?
Oh, I'm a crazy Gemini.
Woo! Watch out, people.
Through and through.
Quit commenting underneath.
That is like the worst sign
savagely
you can be as a girl. It's like the worst sign you can be.
You guys,
far.
Here's your warning. Don't DM her insults. Don't respond to her tweets with insults. She is a crazy Gemini. You heard it here first. So back off. Anyway, question 4. What is your most memorable winning bet?
I did one during the NFL season. Sorry, 2020 becomes a blur. 2019? When it first became legal, and I did a 5-leg parlay that should have never hit, and the Falcons somehow covered it, but it was like a 5-leg one, and I was like, let's go, this is awesome. Other than that, I mean, this Super Bowl I did pretty well just because I was like riding high on Tom Brady, so that worked out well for me.
Well, yeah, I mean, Tom Brady. Yeah, exactly. Number 5. What would you consider to be a red flag while dating someone? Here we go. I'm dropping the tough one.
Now. Oh, a red flag. I've been in a lot of situations where people could have been smacking red flags across my face, and I would have said they were a different color. Biggest red flag. This is such a tough one. That they're not supportive or not close to their family. Maybe.
Woo!
Yeah, I think like being in this industry, if someone's not supportive, it's just like, come on, man.
I was gonna say, in addition to the support thing, it's also like if you're intimidated,
you cannot date someone who's on the air if you're intimidated, because it's just
if you're insecure at all, then like this isn't gonna work because I'm gonna keep doing what I'm doing. Baby.
Well, I quite literally have to put my face out there every day, so it's just
otherwise
changing.
Otherwise, the Slack channel is blowing up. So let's,
right?
You know what I mean? I mean, come on, we're just doing our job, people. Number 6, least favorite team to bet on.
Cowboys.
Oh yeah.
This morning, did you? Liv responded to my Instagram. I was passing a bunch of trash bags today, and I was like, live look at Cowboys fans, and people were not happy about it. But I got more love than hate. Love than hate.
You knew I was going to be all over that one. Okay, number 7. This is an easy one. Savory or sweet?
Sweet by far. I'm obsessed with chocolate. Sweet by far. Like,
let me tell you.
It's a cake.
You put a bag of Doritos in front of my face, I'm going to
See, I never crave that. Like, I don't crave anything like that. I just chocolate consistently every day, all day. Every
once in a while, I'll have a little sweet tooth and like one bite is good. A bag of you put a bag of Doritos in front of my face.
Well, everyone loves Doritos, but I would never. No, if I like went to the store, I would definitely get a chocolate bar over Doritos. So
I have some up in the cabinet, and I'm gonna F them up once the show is over. That's a promise. Anyway, number 8, excluding the Eagles. Can't say the Eagles. Okay. If you could only watch one NFL football team for the rest of your life, who would it be?
This is so hard because I feel like I have to pick a young quarterback or somebody that's not going to be out of the league. So you know what I mean? Because you're going to have to watch them for the rest of your life, like a franchise.
Life.
That is such a hard question. I can't pick anybody in the NFC East. Damn it. Like this is tough. Like the coolest fan base for, I'm thinking like color-wise.
Which color looks best on my skin?
What color is going to look best on my screen Because I don't like
my God.
hardcore follow any other team. This is tough, Liv.
I
This
know.
is
I'm
tough.
sorry. I'm sorry. That was
No, that's it's making me think. Maybe a team from like California. I don't know.
49ers could be fun. Little.
But then I hate their
lamb.
colors. No, I'm trying to pick someone
don't
that's
like
so far
red?
away from the Eagles. No, I don't like the 49ers uniforms. I'm not a fan.
Oh, come on. What
What about
about
should I pick the Denver Broncos? Because that went well when we went there.
we'll get into that too. What about the Rams? They have nice colors, blue and yellow.
Yeah, but Sean McVay, he'll probably be there for a while. The Rams, we could go with the Rams. We got the
Okay.
Rams.
That was a hard one.
Terrible pick, but sure, go for it.
Number 9. What is your biggest pet peeve?
Oh, this is so random, but I cannot stand when you turn a light on in someone's bathroom when you're at their house and there's a fan. It's my biggest pet peeve. I cannot stand it. I have a fan in this apartment that I rented, and I got lights to go around the mirrors that I never have to hear that. It is my biggest pet peeve hearing that for some reason. I don't know why. And every night I sleep with a big box fan, so I don't know why it bothers me.
Yeah.
Like so badly. It's a really weird pet peeve.
Like I thought you were gonna say like when people chew loud or
No, I feel like I'm not probably the prettiest eater, so I can't pick that.
oh yeah, no one's seeing me eat ever. Okay, listen, I'm not worried about being cute while I eat. Let me just put it that way.
I would get wings on the first date.
I think pet peeves are interesting to me because there's a difference between being like annoyed by something that most people get annoyed by and then like a pet peeve. Like I don't think I necessarily have pet peeves. Maybe
Okay, wait, what's the you're saying like
I
things
just
that
explained
annoy
the same thing.
No, I'm pretty sure they're the same exact thing.
I'm saying like a typical like someone
I'm trying to think of something that annoys me, and I feel like there's probably a lot of things. People who are slow walking, like on the West Coast,
I was
like you walk so slow, and they look at me like I'm crazy, and I'm like, we could get there in half the time if you just picked it up a tad.
I don't know why you are walking like we're smelling daisies. What are we doing? Let's get to
Or
as quickly as possible.
being in the Chipotle line and they're real slow. I've noticed if you go to different ones in different states, it depends on like it slows down as you go out west.
Also, hey, Chipotle, if you're tuning in, let's get consistent amounts of stuff. Every time I go to a different Chipotle, I'm like, last time it was all sour cream, and this time I got this much.
Ew, I hate sour cream. There's no way in the world I put sour cream on anything. I'm sorry, Liv. And I also will not touch the chicken or steak. I only get the tofu at Chipotle, which is such a hot take.
Shame on you. We're moving on. Shame on you. You want to know what my biggest pet peeve is? That Erin Kate Dolan gets tofu at Chipotle.
I go and I'm like, can I get sofritas, please? And they're like,
I'm done.
No one has gotten that in a while.
I'm done.
I just want
I'm done. I hate that. I hate everything about that. Anyway, last question. What is your overall best sports memory? It can be attending a game. It can be anything. What's your best sports memory?
My best sports memory, and it's not just because I'm an Eagles fan, but it is because I'm an Eagles fan, was when we won the Super Bowl. I didn't go out with my friends that night, and I was supposed to come down to the city, which it would have been awesome to win in the city and riot with everyone because they're crazy. But I actually watched it with my dad, so I feel like I'll always remember that. And he was like so excited. And he's not even like, I didn't grow up with sports constantly on, and like I'm the oldest and I have 2 younger brothers, so it wasn't like I had an older brother to like show me the ropes, but it was really cool like doing that with my dad, and I have videos from it, and he was so excited. So I feel like experiencing something game-wise with your family is a lot more fun than like a bunch of friends you're never going to hang out with again, if that makes sense. And like a hall, you know?
Totally. I love it. That's all for your questions. You passed the test. Congratulations. They weren't that bad.
No, the one that really stumped me was which team would you watch for the rest of your life?
That
Like
was
I could not think.
That was a hard.
Do you have an answer of who you'd watch? Because you have to think like long-term quarterbacks. Where are we going? Like how many years?
I think honestly, Denver Broncos fans, don't scream. Don't get mad. I might go with the Raiders only because they've got the new stadium and you can go to Vegas and watch the game and then also have other things to do besides just the game. Like there's just like it's just in a good atmosphere. I don't know. I think I would probably go with them.
Well, those tables are like insane. They literally have like a VIP. Like it looks like you're in a club.
Yeah,
it's so cool.
I'd probably go with the Raiders. I know Denver Bronco fans everywhere are like,
I've been dying to go back to Vegas, dying. So
we'll go. We'll make a trip. Anyway,
we're gonna have to like start a vlog for this and
absolutely
start going to places. But we should take a step back and see, or actually say, let people know how we met. So Liv and I both work for FanDuel, as you know, but she's predominantly with the Volume Sports. They're partnered, so that's where that correlation comes in. But I went to Denver. Liv is from Denver. That's why she's a Denver Broncos fan. I'm from Philadelphia, which is why I'm an Eagles fan. I'm sure that gave it away and some of the other stuff I have around here.
Mine's a little smaller, but it's fine.
It's fine. So they had their first ever Fan Fest, FanDuel, which is why we're out in Denver. But before that, we had the World Fantasy Baseball Championships. So I was there Friday and Saturday, did all that with everyone. It was great. And then at the Fan Fest is where I met Liv. We met at the Denver Broncos Stadium, Mile High, which was awesome. She came and we were there for the day, and I was like, oh my gosh, this is so fun. You're so great. And then I had this idea to have a female betting show streaming. So I was like, Liv is a perfect person for this because we hit it off. We had a lot of stories, which we're going to tell you.
Chemistry right off the bat. Like that was something I think and interestingly enough, I think like women in this industry, like when Erin and I are doing the same thing every day. So because I know how women operate, I'm not saying I've met someone like this in this industry right now, but women can be competitive. And like, there was none of that with one another. We were just so like, we were there just to have fun and talk sports, and we both do stuff with FanDuel, and it was great. Like our chemistry right off the bat was super fun, and we just got along really well. And yeah, you've had this idea for a while, and then she was like, hey, I think you'd be a good fit for this. And I was like, I would be so down to do that. And because we had some interesting things happen that day.
Yeah.
That I think brought us closer together. We're not.
Yes, very much so. But that's a good point in terms of like, I started working this job and you as well during COVID. So like, we're not in person meeting people. So like when you're thinking, oh, who would I love to do something with? You just see their social media side of them. And like, to be completely frank, I feel like I'm very much on social media how I am in real life in certain ways, not Instagram, because posting the pictures, that's to me just very, very annoying. And that's just besides the point. But in general, like she's very blunt online. I'm very blunt online. It is what it is. You get, what you see and whatnot. And that's something that like I knew off the bat as soon as I met her, whereas sometimes people have different personas online, which is totally fine to do, but you just never know until you meet someone, you know?
Yeah, no, I will. I agree with that. We definitely, who you see online is what you get in person, and that made it that much easier. But we had some fun stuff.
We did.
I don't think it was fun. The FanDuel Fan Fest was fun. We had separate incidents.
Okay. So
it didn't make it like little unfun moments.
We'll take you from day to night. First of all, the Fan Fest was unbelievable. We had so many events, realized I'm unathletic again, need to get back in the gym of like, I don't think I've shot a basketball for so long, but it wasn't like the worst, but I was like, wow, I am short. But anyways, going back to the one question that Liv asked me about my biggest fear. So I have a fear of being taken and stalked, and it's always been a thing of mine since I was a kid, like genuinely was always freaked out about that for some reason. So Liv and I are walking to go back into the stadium because we're just hanging out all day. It's a long day. Out of like, let me back this up a little bit. We were supposed to do a panel at 1 p.m., but it was so blazing hot that we moved it to night. Like it was very hot that day.
Yeah.
So anyways, we're walking back into the stadium to like go sit down in air condition. And out of like left field, I just hear my name, Erin, and I'm heightened. Like we had just talked about being stalked.
But we couldn't tell where it was like, oh, wait.
It was faint.
Like, wait, was that what we heard? Did we hear it right? So we just like kept moving a little bit. Like
we just like kept walking, and I'm just like, yeah, like this weird. So then I turn around and I see this person, and when someone says and screams at the top of their lungs, "Don't run," I am out of there. Like I am running. Like it did not matter what was about to happen. I was running. So I started like shuffling, and this guy had ended up running after us. I guess he wanted to ask us about the panel or something, but the way he like ran at us, I was like panic attack ridden, ready to go. I was like, oh my God, this is so bad. This is terrible.
This is what we saw. Yelling Erin, saying, don't run from me. I was like
screaming, don't run from me, don't run from me, stop. And I'm like, oh my God, like this is exactly all the situations. This is like coming together. It is like 2 p.m. in the afternoon. We have all night to make it through here. But anyways, he ended up essentially, from what I'm being told, harmless. But
Scary
no,
nonetheless. Because
when
then
someone charges at you at an event and screams your name and says, don't run, stay still, why are
and you
you
don't
running?
know them. So
I'm like,
I let her keep running. And so
Liv was about to take like a bullet for me. I'm like, Liv, you have no idea.
I was ready.
Has.
I was ready to take a bullet. But no, I mean, my thought process was like, maybe he is harmless, number one, but two, like if maybe something's not right and he's like angry, I don't want to make him more angry by also running. So I stayed back and I stood with him once he caught up to us, and he's like, why is she running from me? And I said, sir, it's nothing personal. She just has to go film some videos. He's like, and she can't take 2 seconds to talk to me. Is it urgent? I'm like, it's just her job. She's just here for work and she's got some things that she
Liv is like trying to like,
I'm trying to calm him down.
Calm him down. Meanwhile, I'm like, I'm out. Like, run, Liv. Like, I did not care. Like, I'm always so like paranoid that there was no way that was gonna end well.
Yeah, no. So I basically like just told him like, she's just working. It's, you know, it's not a big deal. She just has to get some things done. And he was like, well, is it urgent? I said, yes, it's her job. I'm sorry, but it's her job. She's got to go work. And basically, long story short, you know, it seems like he just really wanted to talk to Erin Kate Dolan, which who doesn't? But there's the delivery
the moral
was poor.
of the story is just like wave, but don't run. Just wave, be like, hey, Erin, question. I would have stopped.
Poor delivery.
Don't run. I wouldn't out do that. Of there.
So I had my own situation.
Well, first we had a panel. After this is cool down. We're going to the panel, and then Liv's story happens. And this is funny.
Sun is starting to set, mind you. Because we moved the panel later, there are more people here because they're ready to watch the Chainsmokers. So this panel wasn't like nobody was there. There was a crowd.
There was a lot of people there.
So I'm already getting kind of nervous. Also, I ate one of those Greek gyros, whatever. My stomach was upset
the
already.
Biggest gyros. Both of us. We were so hungry. We were so hot. We're sweating at this point.
That gyro, however you say it, hurt my stomach. I was not feeling good. I was nervous about getting on this panel and talking in front of all these people. Okay. So to make matters worse, to make the situation elevated just a smidge, I had been flirting with some guy via DM. You know the drill. Nothing serious. Whatever. Okay? Nothing serious. Just because it's not serious doesn't mean you can't get jealous, people. I'm just going to preface with that. And I know I had no right to be any type of way, but it was weird. Anyway, walking to go to the panel. In walks the guy I've been flirting with a woman. On his arm.
Another woman, and has the audacity to come to an event where you know Liv Moods is going to be on stage. Like,
I was mortified. I was like,
why were you? He should be mortified. He's embarrassing.
I was like, this guy is so attractive. I was like, oh my God, like, wow. And I see him kind of, and it's a little dark, and I'm like, oh, he is he's here.
But he brought another chick.
Girl, then I see, and then my vision goes clear, and I see a woman. I'm like, okay, you know what? So I'm like leaning towards, I'm like this. Hey, let's walk this way. Let's take a hard right. We like turn, and she's like, what was that all about? I'm like, so yeah, anyway, the guy I've been flirting with and like kind of into a little bit is here, but he's with another female. So it's time for us to just go get ready for this panel. So that was kind of my story. That's how I had to pregame the panel.
And by the way, Liv had told me this while she was horizontal on the floor in the visitor locker room of the Denver Broncos Stadium.
My
drinking,
stomach.
Well, I don't know what you were drinking that I found for you, but I'm like, and
carbonated
I'm
water.
chugging a coffee, which was the worst thing you could do at 8 o'clock at night after you're delirious, and then go on to a panel. I got booed off the stage for that, but
Greek food does not mix well with me. Long story short,
we need to, it's not about your stomach. We need to get back to the situation. First of all, to show up to the event after, okay, then the Chainsmokers came on, and then who was texting you the entire time while standing next to the girl?
We ended up DMing after that. Yeah, we went back and forth.
It was not after. He was in the crowd.
Aaron was like, put your phone down. Quit texting him. Like,
I was like, Liv, stop it. But at this point, I just chugged 3 shots of vodka, and we were all getting drunk because the Chainsmokers was unreal. But if I were you, I would have like had an automated message of a clown emoji and the laughing emoji. So every time he texted or messaged me, that would pop up. And then like 2 weeks later, I'd hit him up.
Can you do that?
Yeah, if someone texts you, an automated message, and every time you would text me, I would have that come up. And then a few weeks later, I'd be like, you know what, I messed up. Maybe we should meet up for coffee. And then I would stand him up and be like,
Gemini.
Both crazies.
Gemini.
I'd play it cool and act like I didn't care, but then do something
Literally.
to clearly act
Also-
like I cared.
But let's talk for a second about, we just brought up the Chainsmokers.
Oh
Can
my
we take a
God.
minute? Because you guys,
There's
we started this job during COVID, and I am always, my job is right here. You know what I mean? My job is right here. I'm always locked into the screen. That was
my
the
arm
most-
is touching my sink.
That was the
Okay. My arm is
that
touching
was
my
the
sink.
most, I think, just like I was having
It was so fun.
the time of my life. I don't think I have felt that way in a long time.
Mhm.
Granted, we were in a pandemic. There wasn't a whole lot we could do.
No, but it felt
But-
so normal because nobody like had like I don't know. It was a totally different vibe. There wasn't masks
Amazing.
on. We were partying. We were on the side, so we were safe at least. And like, it was just like so exciting to. Yeah, that was amazing. And like having them jump around and like right in front of us was even better.
It was
I
fantastic.
love how they call one. I don't know. Maybe I'm being mean here, but I've heard people say like the hot one and the ugly one of the Chainsmokers, but the one with the tattoos was looking pretty cute.
He was. And you know what? There's something about just a DJ with tats. What is that?
No, it's a thing. It's a thing. I
combination
said
so
it. I said it. Yeah, no, it's a thing. Because like then I was obsessed with Avicii and it was the same thing. It was like you're just a really skinny DJ with tattoos, but there's something about DJing. I don't know what it is. It might be because every time I go to a DJ, I'm super drunk, but
Maybe. But you know what? We weren't that turned up. That guy from the Chainsmokers is actually cute.
no, he's cute.
He's
But
cute.
they were going to Vegas after, and I was like, if we could just take a FanDuel plane, all of us to Vegas right now, I feel like everyone would be down.
Get on the FDPJ and let's go to Vegas, baby. We are following the Chainsmokers. Either way, it was fantastic.
And Liv was crushing it, dancing, and I was a few shots deep, but I was trying my best. I was trying my best.
Erin's like, why are you like actually dancing?
Good. I'm like, you're
I'm an
so good at
actual
dancing. Can
dancer.
you stop dancing? I'm gonna have to like stop bouncing around a little bit because you look so good. Then after, last thing to wrap this up, we went to a quote unquote club called Purple Martini in Denver. And I learned that the more places we go, because originally before this trip, I'd gone to Miami with FanDuel.
Oh, well,
and
that you can't compare. Denver
that
to
was just
Miami,
like,
for
we were
God's
in
sake.
11, Nobu, and then we go to Purple Martini, which is, it's no one's fault, it's just Denver. Like, I don't
Different.
know if I'm gonna be back to Denver club scene,
Oh,
Denver bar scene. It's different. It's different.
We
out
went on a Sunday night, okay? You know what? We went on a Sunday night.
there. It was summer though. It was summer.
what?
It could have. No. Honestly, like since I live in Philadelphia, had we gone anywhere on a Sunday, it would have been dead. Like it was most likely because it was a Sunday. I'm just being.
And to be honest with you, I wish that I could like tell you, oh, we need to go to this bar next time. It's way better. But I am a homebody. Okay, so I don't really.
So am I, Liv. But then when you get in those certain situations, like I could have went out after the Denver club and kept going. Like I went out after that, then went to the airport. Like I was ready. I was amped up.
I was starting to lose my energy a little bit, but then once we got.
But you flew in from Vegas.
Yeah, I had a.
She flew in from Vegas and came to it and wondered why she was tired.
Yeah, I was tired. I was tired. But either way, FanDuel Fan Fest. It's how we met. It's how we knew that we wanted to do this pod. And by the way,
the creation.
Every week will not be all this like get to know us stuff. This
No.
is
It's gonna be
episode. We want you guys to know
Yes.
who we are and what we're about. But either way, FanDuel Fan Fest was so fun.
And we are gonna be interacting with everybody in the chat, which honestly let's just interact some of now. Get through some of these. House Philly bar scene. It just depends on what your vibe is. Like, not the best of the best. Mets are gonna win in extras. I'm actually not tuned into that game right now. How am I able to scroll on this?
I know I can't scroll either.
I can't scroll. Rob, our producer, in my ear, if you can tell me why I can't scroll, that'd be ideal.
Ideal. Any guest appearances? We will have guest appearances. Yes. Probably first couple weeks we'll just focus on doing some fun things between just the two of us, talking sports, talking betting. But yes, we will have plenty of guest appearances. So stay tuned for that. And if there's any guest appearances that you guys are interested in seeing, drop them in the chat because we're excited about doing all that good stuff. Lots of people trying to guess on the game tomorrow, Thursday.
I know a lot of them.
A lot.
I'm locked into Bucks -7.5. So thank God I got that before. Now it's 8.5. It might come back down because I feel like people are going to start betting it on the Cowboys. But as an Eagles fan, I'm not betting on the Cowboys And thank God that Liv is a fade the Cowboys type girl because I feel like that really works well.
Huge fade the Cowboys type girl. Absolutely. And yeah, I had an odds boost last month actually when I first joined the volume in FanDuel, and they gave me an odds boost for this Thursday
Love
night
it.
football game, and I grabbed the Bucks at -6.5. So I'm really happy with that odds boost because now
Ooh,
it's 8.5,
love it.
and I'm sitting pretty and feeling good about that 6.5. But we'll get into that game a little later because I know there were some questions when I dropped the Q&A
Yeah,
box on Instagram. Some people were asking about that game, so we can get into that.
for sure.
Um,
Erin here because of seeing you and Hammer down the other day. Hell yeah. Any location that works at FanDuel. Oh wait, this person said any locations. Nick Rise. Sorry if I butcher your name. I butcher names all the time. I'm really sorry about it. Any locations in the works for FanDuel to get legalized? Yes, Arizona tomorrow. Super excited about that.
Yay!
Every time I bet the Cowboys, they lose. Maybe I should bet them.
Yes, you should. Why don't you do that right now? Please and thank you.
And if you come at me about the Eagles, like I'm not the type of fan that's gonna like sit and back them. So it's not insulting to me when you come at them. Like we're probably gonna be terrible. We're gonna get into the Devonta Smith Rookie of the Year odds in our next little segment here. But why don't we give away $50 FanDuel Sportsbook cash?
Let's do it.
Okay. So if you are tuned in right now, we're going to ask you a question, something that I had asked, or I'll say one that Liv had asked me. And write it in. If we pick you, all you have to do is give us your FanDuel Sportsbook username, and we will take that down right now. The question being, what is my greatest fear? We talked about it twice in this already. If you know the answer, comment it below.
First person to drop it in the chat. You're getting
First person to drop it in will get $50.
Oh,
oh, there we go.
it was Motive. Motive Jag.
It's going so fast.
Motive Jag.
Let's go. Woo!
Motive
$50.
Jag. Yes.
There we go, right? For NFL Week 1. Let's go. That's awesome.
And at the end, we are doing another
Everyone's like, stock. Yeah, we'll do it on
At the end, we're going to do
question.
another one. So make sure you're still paying attention because we'll give out some more money. But shout out to Motive Jag, I think it said.
Like,
it went away so fast
on everyone's
Oh
device.
yeah, Motive Jag, congrats, man. Way to go.
Yeah, let's go. Here we go. All right, we got to get into some sports. All right,
NFL.
We know we did these intros. We knew that episode 1 is going to live somewhere, so we wanted people to be able to go back, know who we were, kind of warm you up, and now we can kind of more so be our sports personalities. So
yes. This is what we love.
Tomorrow, NFL. I'm so excited for it. Like, I don't think people realize that our lives are shut down until February. Like, I don't really go out. Like, we are so, like, be ready for, it's honestly the reaction videos that are what gives me anxiety. Because, like, anything could happen, something crazy in terms of, like, a player. Like, it just doesn't stop. It's just all day.
Well,
it's like
and I think that's important because let me start by saying what we do is fun. Okay. We have
so
one
fun
of the best jobs. I don't ever want to sound like I'm complaining because I am so blessed to do what we do. We have one of the best jobs ever. But what people don't understand is it's not just the filming of the video or hopping on and having this show, because that's the stuff that's considered maybe easy for us. Like we get on camera and we just are who we are and we talk and it's fun and it's our passion. So it seems like it's not work, but the stuff outside of that, the prepping, the, writing the shows, the rundowns, the actually coming up with our bets, because we don't have some magic fairy that comes and sprinkles
and
betting
content ideas in general. Like that you always have to be thinking, it takes. Actually, why don't I'll talk about my day right now and then you talk about your day of like what kind of goes into it. So I wake up, here we go, I get a coffee. And then I watch Get Up, I watch First Take, and at that time, I'll go through what the games are. I'm not a big Major League Baseball girl, so I've been taking downtime in the last couple of weeks. I love the NBA, I love the NFL. I'm not huge in college football either, but those are kind of my sports. So now is when everything will pick up. And then all the games are at night, so when you want to be tweeting about things, you're watching them throughout the night, and if you have a bet on the line, you obviously want to stay up. And then during the day, you kind of just have any meetings that you have, like Liv, you're 2 hours behind me, correct, Denver?
Yes.
So everyone's kind of in different time zones at FanDuel. Everyone's spread out all over the place. So it just kind of depends on that. But this is when like the busy time. And like Liv said, we love it. Like it's a ton of fun, but you can't miss a beat.
I think something important to know as well is when we're coming up with these bets, like my day to day pretty much looks the same as hers. It's getting up, figuring out what kind of a video am I going to push out there that one hasn't been done before, or is different, exciting, new. I think right now with TikTok being as hot as it is, it's pretty cool to like go through and find what the viral sounds or whatever and try to creatively tie that back into what we do. That's kind of how I've been trying to keep the
Yeah, you've
creative
been
content
good on
alive.
that. You're really good with TikTok.
It's hard. I mean, it's hard because you don't want to be basic and do what everyone's doing. But
No,
at the same
TikTok
time, you
is
wanna
the
take
app of
advantage.
being basic
It
in a
is,
way.
it is.
It really, like, you get away with it. You can be basic on TikTok.
Absolutely. So that's
Like I was out here doing the what's the thing? The dun 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 dun. Can I tell you how long it took me to learn that?
Oh my God.
This is
Literally,
the stupidest.
so much.
Like, who thought of this? It's the worst, but I did it. It's my most viewed.
That's all that matters. But either way, so there's a lot of like the creative side of it too, because you're always trying to push content out there. It would be so boring if all we did was come on and say, this is what I like tomorrow in the game. It's like, okay, cool. Like, so you're constantly trying to keep it fresh and keep it exciting and fun. A great example of that is, I know we just had it up on the screen a little bit ago, but the NFL futures bets that Lisa, Erin, and I all gave out. We're all different because there is not a person in FanDuel and the higher ups that's saying, you bet this, you bet.
Yeah, that's my biggest. You know what? That should have been my pet peeve, Liv. That should have been my pet peeve instead of the bathroom fan. The pet peeve should have been when people think that somebody is in our ear giving us a pick. Like, nobody at FanDuel gives me a slice of information. I have to find it all myself.
What happens with that graphic is we get an email that says, hey, here are the 3 things that we want to put out there. What do you like for this, this, and this? And guess what I do? I head straight to my computer. I look up the value in the FanDuel Sportsbook. I'm looking at trends, for Super Bowl, for MVP, for Offensive Rookie of the Year. And that's how we figure it out. So I think it's important to know that like our day, the video that you see on the Twitter or on the Instagram that looks so effortless and fun and easy, there's a lot that goes into that. So yeah, from now until February, we are jam-packed. And then after that, you've got the NBA season right behind it. So our social lives, see ya. If you want to hang out with either one of us, your best bet is to say, hey, there's a sports bar right near where you are. Let's go watch your bets unfold. And
I'm going to be honest.
Woohoo!
I don't go out if there's not a TV to watch a sport. That's so bad. But I just, like, what do you talk about? I'm at the point in my life where, unless it's like my best friends, and like, obviously I would love to go out and get drinks with them, but like, I'm not trying to like go out and mingle. Like, I just want to watch the games and just everyone shut up. Let's just watch the games.
But I brought up the graphic that we've got up on the screen for the NFL futures bets. And I think we should talk about Offensive Rookie of the Year, because there's a little bit of people just kind of giving their,
Wait, first of all, I have to, this graphic, I don't know if it's up right now because I can't see with the screen that I have up, if Rob's throwing that up. I picked Justin Fields before Cam Newton was released. So I was like, perfect. Would have went with Mac Jones. Would have been the long shot to take.
It would have been, it would have been. That's the thing. And
shoulda, coulda, woulda. Shoulda, coulda, woulda.
The biggest thing that people always say to me when I'm doing futures is, it's too early. It's called a futures bet for a reason.
I know, but you can bet futures throughout the whole season. But like, here's the problem with that.
Here's the value's better earlier.
No. But before NFL kickoff, before tomorrow, people have nothing to talk about. But what are you taking? What are your futures? Like, that's all. Like, NFL content is king for any sports book, for any network, for anything. So we have to give picks. It's not like I'm like, oh my God, go put $500 on this. Like, I'm required to give a pick, so I'm giving a pick. But like, bet at your own risk, people, You
brought up the Mac Jones thing, okay? And I saw a comment that's making me, Killer Trey 33 says, no one saw Mac Jones starting. I'm going to agree with him on that.
Mac Jones did. Did you see that ESPN article yesterday?
Was he talking a big game?
Yeah, he was in a press conference. He's like, yeah, me and Cam Newton, like, from what I read, of course, again on ESPN, like, we were great teammates, whatever, this and that, but like, I'm totally not surprised I got the starting job. And I was like, dude, like, are you 19? Are you 20? Because I never know how old these, like, that's so crazy to me. Like,
that could be taken as arrogance, but it's so interesting that you bring that up, because
I love it. Give him the confidence. Can we throw that picture, Rob? Throw that picture of him smoking a cigar. That is confidence, my friend.
I was gonna say, like, that can be taken as arrogance to some people, but it's so funny that you bring that up because I had actually written down when the whole Mac Jones thing, I was just kind of taking notes on the situation, and I was talking about how Belichick essentially, you're never going to be able to replace Tom Brady. I get it, but he needs to find his new partner in crime. Essentially, he was the most successful when he had Tom Brady to rely on. Blah blah blah. I think he's got to be patient with Mac Jones as this rookie because he's a rookie and he's young. But I literally wrote
Full
down that
force.
Mac Jones stepping into this program with the shoes to fill. Not talking about the Newton era. I'm talking about the Brady era. Mac Jones stepping into this spot, he has to have confidence. Otherwise, he's going to be eaten alive. And so it's interesting that you bring that up because I think if he's not confident going into this season, rookie or not, you almost have to pretend you're not a rookie right now, period. You need to go in there like a veteran and play the game you know how to play because he's walking into a big program with a pretty badass head coach and he's got to got to fit right in the mix and act like the rookie thing is not even it's not even there.
Well, I think it also helps that he's going to play Tua of the Dolphins in week 1. So, like, he's going to have semi-confidence both from Bama as opposed to, like, the whole Justin Fields situation where some people wanted him to start, but they're going to play the Rams. And I think Andy Dalton should start week 1 no matter what just because, God forbid, Justin Fields gets hit week 1, and then that's just a nightmare. But that brings us to our other question that we kind of wanted to talk about is when Justin Fields should play. And do you think he's going to step in? I think that there's obviously a great possibility he'll finish the season. It's just a matter of, is Andy Dalton going to be able to carry the team for like 3-4 games? Or in the first game against the Rams, is he going to be so terrible? But then again, if the whole team's...
Let's do a little game.
Okay.
I'm going to count back 3, 2, 1. And on your hand, you are going to flash the week number that you think Justin Fields will start.
Okay.
You ready?
Go.
3, 2, 1. I said 2. I'm a savage.
I was gonna say 4 because they played the Browns week 3, I believe.
You know what though? Listen, God,
I don't want to see him go against that. Then they play the Lions week 4. Justin Fields, Lions week 4. I can see it manifesting. And he's going to win Offensive Rookie of the Year, so I'm right. Plus 700 right now.
Here's what I'm thinking. Andy Dalton starts in week 1 and craps his pants.
I love that Andy Dalton. What was that one comment he made that went viral?
What did he craps his pants in week 1.
No, but what did he say about Justin Fields recently? He was like something about him being the starting job was always for him. He said something so cocky, and I was like, Andy Dalton, relax.
Sit down.
You back up.
Sit down, Andy Dalton. Know your place.
Literally take a seat. You're literally filling in week 1 in case the quarterback gets sacked and you get injured. They're putting you out there on the front line to just take that hit.
Yeah. No, I could see week 2. I could see him coming out in week 1 and absolutely playing like garbage.
All right, so wait, hold on. This one guy, BB Gruber, just said, no way, Justin ain't there yet. Like Hubert was. Hubert. I always mess
Andy Dalton says Justin Fields is going to have a great career, but right now it's my time.
Tyrod, there we go. That's what I read that and I was like, no. And what these messages are coming in quickly, so I keep missing them. In terms of that with Justin, like he broke all those rookie quarterback records, obviously, and that was great for the Chargers because Tyrod Taylor got injured, so you never want to see that. Like, I'm not wishing injury upon Andy Dalton in any shape, way, or form. I'm just saying.
I could see it.
There's a likelihood playing the Rams. Like, would you want to go against Aaron Darnold and all that? Like, it's
No thanks. I'm good. You can give this one to Justin. I'm going to take
the only thing I would say also about like a rookie, like last year Tua, when he came in, the backup, like Ryan Fitzpatrick would come in certain games, like after like the third quarter and kind of like help him out if he was playing like trash, obviously. So like you could have a situation like that, but I don't know. Fields versus Burrow next weekend. Love that. Big Burrow fan.
I think Fields week 2. Let's do it. Let's see.
Wait, this guy, Joseph Gomez, just said Dalton was signed as a starter. Sorry, these are coming in, so I'm trying to like read as it goes down. Dalton was signed as a starter. I just lost it.
Yeah, it went away.
It's going away, so sorry. I apologize.
Yeah, no, I would like to see him in week 2. Aaron's got him in week 4. We will come up with something fun. Whichever one of us is closer gets to pick next week's challenge that we do. How about that?
Well, we can't because
Oh.
we're not gonna know. Liv, time. There's no concept of time up here.
Listen, you guys, listen. It's been a long week or two. Okay?
It really.
NFL starts
This
tomorrow.
is also like this is late at night for me. Like this is 9:30 Eastern,
My
and
brain
I'm
is
usually asleep by
applesauce.
then.
Okay.
Bears are smart to start Dawn and Bringfield slowly. Agree. Everyone has been talking about that. Like every channel is saying that. I know that. I understand that. And this guy just said motive jag. What are y'all's Super Bowl predictions? We had it on the slide as well. We're on the same team, the Green Bay Packers. No, we did not decide to for the show say the Green Bay Packers. We just out of all
we
them
actually
think
talked
that.
about it at FanFest the first day we met because we were kind of prepping what we were going to say before we got on the panel, and which
all goes out the window, by the way, when you go on a panel and talk in front of people and you're on a big screen and you feel like, is my legs crossed enough? Like my shoes are dirty. Like I had no idea it was going to be like that, or else I would have looked a little bit more presentable.
I was thinking about the boy in the crowd the whole time, and my stomach ache because I
was thinking about the stalker that was in the crowd.
So we were not
this is the one thing I will say, like, kind of made me angry about Denver Broncos fans is like, I tried to like warm them up being like, oh, I'm an Eagles fan, like, because we're not in the same division. Lisa Kearney is sitting next to me hosting, did an absolutely fantastic, amazing job. She loves Kansas City. Like, that is her team. Nobody booed her. And I say I'm an Eagles fan, like, has no relevance to the Denver Broncos. Yeah. And here we go.
It was rude. They booed
her. And it wasn't like it was one time when I went to answer the next question, they completely booed me again. And it had nothing to do with, like, whatever.
They just wanted to boo you the whole night.
They just wanted to, like, boo me. And I was just like, whatever. Devontae Adams and Aaron Rodgers, The Last Dance. Very true. I think this is,
such
end
a
of the
good
road
headline.
For both of them. That actually is.
Such a good headline.
First to be a writer. KP Giants.
Wow. Are you a writer? That's a great headline. Wow. Anyway, let's talk.
What about wait, this is a good one. What about the Lance versus Jimmy G drama?
You know what? I was thinking about this the other day. I think have they made a final decision? Or are they
think Jimmy G starting. I'm almost positive Jimmy G starting. Okay. Yeah, for sure. It's just a matter of like when Trey Lance is going to step in potentially. But honestly, if Jimmy G is not injured, I mean, everyone's riding high on the 49ers. Like, they're thinking they're going to go back and make a run.
People really like the 49ers this year. Here's the reality of it. I think what's something that's super dangerous about the 49ers in a great way this year is that Jimmy G can get the job done if he stays healthy. If his health is out of the question, I think
the whole team was so injured last year. They're like the Eagles. They were terrible in terms of injuries.
But as a QB, if he can stay healthy, I don't have any doubts that he won't be able to take this 49ers team pretty far this year. Mm-hmm. What I think is awesome about this 49ers team is if you do have an unhealthy Jimmy, you've got a great backup. You know what I'm saying? It's not like you're like, oh God, like we don't have anything outside of Jimmy G. He's got to stay healthy. You know, that's kind of what I like about the 49ers this year is either way, you're going to get a strong QB. Now, is one going to bring more than the other? Sure. And I think going with the vet to start off the year is probably the best decision. But I think it's nice that they've got a backup that could also be very successful with this team.
Yeah.
And so that kind of makes them dangerous because if health is a concern, you've got a solid backup plan that can do it.
And that's the hardest part about even talking about all these futures. One, the health. Then on top of that, we have COVID. God forbid anything happens with that in terms of a quarterback, unfortunately, getting COVID. Just, you never know. I feel like it's still a lot of gamble. But someone had actually, since we talked about the 49ers having so many injuries last season, the Eagles also had so many injuries last season. Someone just asked, who do you think is going to win the NFC East? These are the shortest odds right now in the FanDuel Sportsbook. My advice for this, and take it for what it's worth, I said go with the long shot because this division is just a toss-up to me in general. I would never bet on the Cowboys, wouldn't bet on the Giants to win it. The Washington football team, I doubt. A team's going to win back-to-back. Last team to do that was in 2004, the Eagles. So I actually think the Eagles could have a shot if something, dramatic happens. But the odds are so short, you might as well take the long shot in this one. That was
the long shot. You might as well if the value's there.
Yeah, I'm not saying it because I'm an Eagles fan. It's just like literally anything. This division's trash. The division's trash.
Right.
Very much.
Either way, NFL's starting up, and it's very exciting stuff.
Don't sleep on Jalen Hurts. You're right.
Don't. And you know what? Jalen Reagor, TCU alum. Don't get me started. This guy, when he was drafted to the Eagles fans were like, rah, rah, rah. That was the worst decision ever. He was getting a lot of heat. And let me tell you something. I've seen a couple clips from training camp. Don't sleep on Reagor. I'm telling you right now, he is next level. He's fast.
I don't Liv. I don't know if I agree with it.
Hey,
I don't know
Erin.
if I agree with it. I don't know if I
Erin.
agree with it.
You know what this means? Talk to the hand. Thanks so much. Anyway, we'll see. We'll see. You know what? I don't agree with your team winning the division either, but you know what? We will see.
Go ahead, Liv.
Little
Fade
feud.
me.
Little feud here
Fade
on
me.
Girls Who Bet. I love
Just
it.
want to quickly, before we wrap everything up, I had asked people to drop questions on Instagram, and so did Liv. So we kind of want to get to some of those really quickly. I'll mention what the Instagram name is, but I'm sorry, some of these like aren't real names. So GFH Wing said, "At what point did bettors take your picks seriously?" Well, it depends on who you ask, because every day we take heat for the picks that we give out, and we're doing our best. But I would say when I first got into this industry in 2019, I definitely took a year and a half before I think I ever posted picks. Learned the ins and outs, actually worked on the floor, worked with traders, was like literally in the nitty gritty of it. And then that was when I really started posting picks. And I would say when people either wanted to tail them or not, and like, let's just be honest, if you are a winning professional gambler, you're winning like 53% of the time. So everybody pipe down. People win, they lose. It's not that deep.
Pipe down, take
That's
it.
my final thoughts on that.
All you Andy Daltons of the world.
Yeah.
No, my experience was definitely opposite. I joined this industry a little over a year ago. I joined a startup sports betting company. It was an app actually, and knew nothing, and was immediately hired as like the face of content, and I knew nothing. And so if you go back and watch my first few videos, I mean, it's a train wreck because I truly didn't understand what I was talking about, and you could tell. So it kind of took me publicly losing and putting content out there and really taking heat for it to like learn how to fix it and what to do better. So it was kind of a brutal way to start, just because I like threw myself into like putting my face out there when I knew nothing at all. But I think it made me learn really fast, which is awesome. And so I think people started taking me serious. I was the TikTok prop girl, and so a lot of people were like,
yeah, you went in on props. I feel like people like, especially with betting, go like either the really heavy on, like obviously people do both, but really heavy on props, or like really heavy on one team, or like they focus on one area, one sport, which I think is more beneficial than betting everything.
Yeah. So I was doing the TikTok dances with the NBA player props. I obviously have always loved the NBA. So my props started to hit, and I started to have like clean sweeps multiple nights in a row. And I think that's when people were like, oh, like she doesn't just dance, she like actually knows what she's talking about. So that was kind of when people started to realize like she's not just dancing.
Got them in.
The moves reeled them in.
Moves reeled them in.
It was clickbait.
Mine would have went viral for how bad, and be like, this girl cannot move in any shape, way, or form. All right, let's keep ripping through these. Jordan Jett, would you ever date a Cowboys fan? The reason this isn't just because I'm Eagles, but it is kind of. I could never be at a bar rooting like for that much of a rivalry. Also, I feel like if you're from down south, you're just like a totally different person. And I feel like my personality is so East Coast that'd be trouble.
I think being a Cowboys fan, and nobody take offense to this is my very dry sense of humor. Being a Cowboys fan kind of makes you feel like you're winning even when you're not.
America's team, my ass.
Yeah, and I feel like because you're a Cowboys fan and you kind of have that mentality with your team, you may carry that over into life and think you're winning even if you may not be winning, which kind of, to me, is a little bit of like arrogance and know-it-allness. Nope, can't do it in a relationship. So my answer is no. Politely.
All right, mtuck_13. What is the highest amount of juice you would lay on a money line bet? Also, love what you are doing. Thank you so much for saying that nice compliment. Always love when we get nice messages. For me, in terms of juice on the money line, I feel like a lot of people will throw, like, let's say the Chiefs into a parlay because they're minus, 1,200, and they know that's going to hit, or they assume, obviously, based on the odds, that's going to hit. I would never do that. In terms of laying juice, I always try to find an underdog. I just feel like there's so much plus money on the board anywhere. Why would you ever lay juice when you don't have to? There's just no reason. I feel like minus 130 is the highest I would go.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, I'm gonna always pick the the plus money over anything
Yeah,
else.
it's
I'm
just
right there with
you
her.
can find another bet. You can find another bet with plus money. You can always find something. Let's see. Okay, this is a good one. Liv got this on her account. Darth Bun 6. I don't know if that's how you say it, but best way to break into the sports industry without a popular social media account.
I would say consistency. I mean, because every account you follow that's got 50,
I used to have one follower. Liv
like
used to have one follower.
when every person creates their account, they start with 0 and 0 and 0. So 0 posts, 0 following, 0 followers. Everyone starts at the same place. And I think the biggest thing is consistency. Even if you're not getting the response that you're looking for right away, consistent content. When you look, and I've have so many friends that are like bloggers and they post fashion. It is a full-time job for them to post content and come up with
That's
creative
tough
ideas.
making
And
it in the
so,
fashion.
oh, it's huge. And so I think
It's so hard.
if you want to make it in this space, creating content, and you don't feel like you have a big page, make your page big. Make yourself
But I
stand
will
out,
to kind
different.
of chime in here. If
Yeah.
you are going to do it in terms of sports betting, make sure you actually know betting, because I think it's kind of at the point where so many people are trying to get into it and people can easily identify who knows what they're actually talking about
Yeah.
and who doesn't.
Know your
We
stuff.
all, trust me, I knew nothing, zero, zilch, literally nothing about betting a few years ago. Like, never even really crossed my mind to do until I realized, oh my God, every single person around me is betting. So
Just do your
just
research.
do your
Yeah.
like, don't just like tomorrow wake up, be like, I'm motivated from Liv Moods and here's my bet. Like, try to actually think about what you're doing.
No, for sure. Maybe
What do
do
you have?
one more. I think we
Yeah.
end with the would you take the -8.5 tomorrow night? I know
It's
we
high
started
now. It's
a
high
little
now.
and talked about how we grabbed it at different numbers. I grabbed it at -6.5 last month with my odds boost. Aaron grabbed it at -7.
Maybe live bet. Live bet.
I will be cooking up a little same game parlay tomorrow just for funsies to kick off the Thursday night football, because hello, it's Thursday night football and we've been waiting for this for a long time. So I'm going to cook
Yeah.
up a little same game parlay that may give you some other options that may feel a little bit more
Mhm.
comfortable over that 8.5. Do I
Yeah.
think the Bucks will win? Yes. The 8.5, I could see the Bucks winning by 10. So I could see
Wow.
them covering the 8.5. That's just my opinion. Take it for what it is.
There you have it. And then tomorrow night, Liv and I are going to be doing an Instagram live, I believe 7:45-ish p.m. Eastern, so right before kickoff. And then we'll be talking all things about this game. We'll also be kind of cooking up our own same game parlay together and trying to like do the odds online. So that would be good to be doing. But we have to give out the other $50
Yes, and
FanDuel Sportsbook cash.
I know exactly which
For it.
question I'm going to ask. We flashed up our NFL futures bet graphic multiple times. So, my question for you is, who was my offensive rookie of the year choice? First person
Oh, that might be tough if
is
someone's
getting
actually not tuning in.
$50. That graphic went up a lot. So, I hope you remember.
Ah,
M_13.
got it.
Yes, congrats. Yes,
But
it
make
was.
sure you drop your FanDuel Sportsbook like handle so that our producer is able to grab it and give you that $50 cash. You'll get it within 48 hours.
Woohoo! Well, you guys, this
And
was a blast.
This was. And we'll have guests on. Next week will be definitely more sports. We were just trying to do like the introductions, get to know us, icebreakers. Won't happen again. Don't worry.
Every single Wednesday. I am.
Yeah. And we're going live in Arizona again, guys. I know I messed it up at the beginning because I didn't know the time zone thing, but we will be going live when it's 12 p.m. East. 12 p. Why do I keep saying Eastern? 12 p.m. in Arizona time. It'll go live for tomorrow. So
whatever time zone it is, whatever.
Yeah, it's messy. If you're in Arizona, we're going live. That's the whole point. We're going live. So to everyone who tuned in, thank you.
Thank you.
We will be back next week, next Wednesday. We'll be talking about probably all the bets we won and lost.
Bad beats, because guess what? No matter how hard we study it, we're just like you. We lose, we win. We have pushes. We do it all just like you. So we'll talk about everything. But this episode was definitely more of a get to know us. Here's who we are so that you guys kind of know what you're tuning into every week. But we'll be talking a whole lot more about bets and sports and kind of what we do. And we'll have some fun challenges and some fun questions.
We have like very fun challenges coming. We didn't we're not going to do all of them obviously in the first episode, but If you guys ever heard of the Oreo challenge, Liv did not, and I'm making her do it on screen. So
I'm gonna super embarrass myself. So make sure you're
get
tuning in
ready.
every Wednesday.
All right, guys, we will see you next Wednesday. Thank you for tuning in to Girls Who Bet. See ya.
Bye.